Well, hello everyone. HETMA Presents, that's being recorded live from ISE 2026 rolls on, and we are here with our neighbors at the show this year, ScreenBeam, who we're lucky enough to just be kind of back-to-back with over here, so we've been able to hang out all day. So thank you for being here. Would you introduce, who are you, what do you do?
So my name is Jay Taylor. I'm the Vice President of Technical Marketing and Strategic Alliances. So my role at ScreenBeam, I'm responsible for our product roadmap. I write all the product definitions. I work with our engineers to go build those products. And then I manage our partnerships with folks like HETMA and Microsoft and Intel and everybody else.
And I imagine, before we get into kind of the stuff in your booth, partnerships are a big deal for you guys in the industry.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can't do what you need to do without partnerships, right? You've got to ensure stable, reliable interoperability between different devices and products and services and all of those sorts of things. And then it's also our partnership with HETMA, right? I mean, being a diamond sponsor.
Yeah.
It's really important because HETMA helps us get the word out.
Yeah, that's and you help us get here to get the word out and find more colleagues. So It is really that relationship thing. Okay, so let's talk about your booth.
Yep.
What are you excited? Let's start with you. What are you most excited about that you guys are showing here at the show?
I have spent, last year at this time, we had a lot of, cool stuff, but I've spent the past year really revamping our roadmap. Mm-hmm. And so at the show, we've announced several new things that we didn't have last year, right? So we've got our active learning stuff with the video routing, advanced video routing sort of capabilities. We introduced a new signage-only player device. We introduced BrowserCast, so no drivers or anything like that.
Yep.
So we've introduced all these new things. But one of the things I'm probably most excited about, that we're showing here at the show, is our new admin tools, which is a package of digital signage capabilities, emergency alerts, and messaging. And so these three tools, we call them admin tools, really because they're meant for the administrative staff,
right?
Not like IT admin stuff, right? Yeah. So probably not the best marketing name, that we could have probably done. But these tools, I mean, they're all communication tools, and they all facilitate different communication for different users. So, for example, if I take our Alert Plus, that's really targeted at the security officers at the school and stuff, that when there's an emergency situation, they need to evacuate a building, whatever the case may be, they have a tool to communicate out to all the ScreenBeam devices, all the screens that they're connected to, and take over the screen and get that important information right in front of the eyeballs when they need to be seen.
Yeah.
And so that's an emergency communication tool. Then we have our message manager tool, which is a complementary thing, but this is for non-urgent messaging, right? So, the scenario that I like to cover, for folks like this is, imagine your facilities team. Air conditioning goes out in a building, and, they're getting all sorts of flooded with calls. The AC is out, and they want to get a message out to everybody that's affected saying, hey, we're aware of the problem, and, we're on our way to fix it. Well, in that particular case, you're not kicking users off the screen or anything like that. You're not disrupting the lesson plan.
Right.
You're just getting a subtle message in a ticker format or in a half-screen format that says, hey, we're on our way, just so everybody knows what's going on. Right?
And a way to do it without using your text alert system that is going to text 10,000 people that are not affected by it. You can locate it by building or know the places that you need.
You can target down to an individual receiver if you want to do it. Right. So if it's only in one room where you want to get that one room notified, you do this. So the way I equate it is kind of like a visual PA system, right? Where it's like when I went to school, there was a big box hanging on the wall in the classroom, and every morning, good morning, students, we got this going on, right? Don't forget about the burritos in the cafeteria kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And that blast, that broadcast stops everything in its tracks, right? Because now everybody's got to stop, wait, I got to stop my lesson plan and all of that. Very disruptive. This is a very non-disruptive way, but it still catches the eyeballs and it still gets the message out. So that's another communication tool targeted at another set of users.
Yeah.
And then we have our signage tool, which we just launched, Signage Plus, and that's targeted towards your marketing people, right? You've got all these displays hanging in the classrooms, you've got them hanging in the hallways and in the cafeterias. We've got a full signage suite now, though, where you can create playlists, you can schedule those playlists, you can create multi-zone layouts, and all of these sorts of things, and drive your marketing message out to the audience. And again, you can target the locations that you want to target. Specifically, if I've got a group of hallway receivers I want to have one piece of content on, and then I've got classroom receivers and I want to target another set of stuff, and the classroom to me is the interesting one because, now you have a captive audience, right? And I know, most universities have a marketing program where you're out there selling ad space to local businesses. This becomes a great way to take advantage of that, turn that into a revenue generator, and using that to pay for your ScreenBeam.
Exactly. Right? The full thing, well, and it's different. It's a digital sign in a hallway is a casual thing,
right?
But unused visual space in a classroom, like you said, is far more captive, far more attention.
Right.
It really seems like you guys are really building out this ecosystem of visual communication, right?
Yes.
Between, instruction, lesson, the active learning, the way you can now share across your devices without a really complicated system.
Yeah.
And now moving out into all those other things so that people can just sort of standardize their whole campus on ScreenBeam instead of, I use it for wireless sharing and I use this for this.
Right.
Like you're building out the whole suite.
Yeah, and so that's one of the kind of the branding changes we came up with over this past year is that we're really more than wireless display because we're more communication tools, more connectivity tools, more emergency alerting tools, more of everything. That we've just branched out into so much more of a solutions approach.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, we're just at the start of the show here.
Yep.
So if there is people who catch this today, Tuesday, there's still 3 more days. You guys are at 2V150.
Yes.
Which it's cool because you can twofer. Visit ScreenBeam and visit HETMA in the same
visit. Come by
visit.
HETMA and we're right next door.
That's right. And so we can share back and forth on all that. And then, of course, we will have links to the products that you're talking about. We've got some pictures and stuff of your booth to share with all the folks in the U.S. that don't get the chance to make this kind of trip.
Right. And I did get notified by the team that we are now fully on the approved list with admin tools, with the Flex product, with the 1100p. So, all of that is there.
That's awesome. All right. So I'll also then find and link the white papers for those in there because, the fact that those have gone through approved means, we have checked it out and shown how it works. So.
And the really killer thing about all of this is that when you buy the ScreenBeam device, we actually give you 3 years of these tools right out of the gate.
Nice.
So it's like it becomes a very cost-effective way to deal with it.
Right, friendly for people who have trouble with OpEx, or if you have OpEx and CapEx, you can still get both.
Right.
You can get both the service and the device. That's awesome. Well, Jay, we will thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing, and we will make sure to share as many of these things. Guys, keep making cool stuff that makes our life easy. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate it.
That's what I love about my job is I'm the guy that actually owns our roadmap, so I get to define all of this, and I go out and talk to customers like yourselves and listen to your pain points and say, tell me what do you need? What problems do you need me to solve? What do I need to go build?
Yeah. Keep doing it. We really appreciate it, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.